Now, Canada is accusing the European Union of hypocrisy. The EU imposed a ban on all Canadian seal imports in 2009. It criticized our country's move to cull seals to protect fish stocks, but now the 27-member bloc plans to cull over 1,000 of its own seals for the exact same reason. Joining me now with more on the EU hypocrisy is Toronto Sun columnist Simon Kent. He joins us here live in studio. So Simon, a very strange story. And what explanation is there for why it's okay for the EU to cull seals, yet when Canada does the same thing, we're not only criticized, but we're financially punished?
Maybe it's something to do with maybe European Union seals are good and Canadian seals are bad. I don't know, but there seems to be an errant hypocrisy there. But they seem to be able to want to now have a study and then come out at the end of the study and say, we can cull all these seals. They're culling seals now in Scotland, in Norway, and they want to increase their quota at the same time, as you point out. For years, they've been criticising Canada for doing this, for protecting their fish stocks. It really reeks of errant hypocrisy, I think.
Yeah, and let's talk about this ban on Canadian seal products that was put in place a few years ago. What's the impact been for the Canadian industry, and what are they saying about this?
There's hardly any Canadian industry left because they've got no one to take their products, and they can't ship them off to the major users in Europe. And of course, the Europeans now will be very happy to develop their own industry themselves and keep Canada out of the game. And not only that they're doing anything they can to keep Canada from coming back into the game in Europe by going to the World Trade Organization, by fighting Canada every step of the way.
So what can Canada do at this point? Because certainly, as you've pointed out, this is hypocrisy, that we can do the same thing, yet we're criticized. They can do the same thing and it's fine because their seals are apparently good seals or what have you. But what can we do in order to take a stance? Because as you've mentioned, Canadian industry is suffering.
Well, Canadian industry is suffering, and Canada's tried to use all the really above board things it can do, like going to the World Trade Organization. But the Europeans are now saying, unless you stop that protest, unless you stop challenging us at the World Trade Organization, we won't have a common trade agreement between Europe and between Canada. So they're really playing hardball. But you know what? I've got the impression with this government and this country in Canada is not going to back down.
And what have you heard from those in Canada's seal hunt sector? Are they saying anything about this?
Well, they're pretty angry, and they point out the hypocrisy as well. They just want a fair a fair field, a flat field that everyone can enjoy and everyone can feel the same and be part of it as well. They just feel that the rules are being set by the Europeans and they're not fair.
Yeah, it certainly does not seem fair, but a very interesting story. Thank you, Simon, for joining us. And that, of course, is Toronto Sun columnist Simon Kent joining us live in studio. And you can read Simon's full column on the seal called Double Standards. That's in the Sunday Sun newspaper this weekend.